Many products that flaunt no added sugar on their labels may carry the same glycemic load as sugar. Like the no added sugar products of the whole truth can still end up having a glycemic load due to the sugar substitutes used. This revelation came when the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India sent a notice to the Whole Truth which claims to market no added sugar products. Its rival Paul and Mike had complained to the FSSAI that the claim made by the Whole Truth was misleading. The Whole Truth claims the sweetness in their products comes from dates which are high in fiber. More on the dispute and FSSAI's notice later, but this brings to the fore common misconceptions such as jaggery, honey or raisins being better, healthier sweeteners than sugar. Here's the whole truth about these sweeteners, and let's listen to what our nutritionist Maulya CR has to say. People think jaggery and honey are healthier than sugar. Is it actually true?
Not by much, honestly, because jaggery may have tiny amounts of minerals like iron, but from a blood sugar perspective, it still acts a lot like regular sugar. So if someone is eating large amounts thinking that that is completely healthy, that's a misconception because your body still treats it like regular sugar.
So are no added sugar products misleading consumers?
Many brands do replace white sugar with dates, maybe raisin paste or honey, and then they market the product as something healthier. But these ingredients, they will still raise your blood sugar level because they have to be processed, and that will strip them of all their fiber. So consumers should not, assume no added sugar means, sugar free or, diabetic friendly, because sometimes it's just smarter marketing.
What natural sweeteners can people with diabetes consume safely?
Well, you can go for monk fruit, you can go for stevia because they are very safe alternatives to sugar, especially for people with, diabetes. And also they are, plant-based. They have 0 calories and they have a GI of 0. Their glycemic index is 0. So this will provide the sweetness without actually spiking the blood glucose or also increasing the insulin level.
Why are dates considered problematic when used in protein bars or snacks?
Well, whole dates are actually very different from date paste or date syrup for that matter, because whole dates, they contain fiber and this actually slows down their sugar absorption and also improves fullness. But when these dates are processed into syrups or into paste, they lose their natural fiber structure that gets broken down. So this makes the sugar, much more easier to consume quickly, and even if you take it in larger amounts, this will naturally, spike your blood sugar level. So a naturally sweetened snack bar can sometimes, deliver the same, dessert level sugar, but under healthier branding.
Okay, Maulya, so if that is the case, then can you explain what is the difference between glycemic index and glycemic load in simple terms?
The glycemic index is a rating system that measures how fast a carbohydrate containing food raises your blood sugar levels compared to pure glucose. Glycemic load or GL tells you the total real-world impact on blood sugar based on both the speed and the quantity of the carbohydrates consumed. But glycemic load gives a more realistic picture. Let's take watermelon as a classic example. It has a high GI because the sugars are absorbed quickly. But since watermelon is mostly water and contains relatively few carbohydrates per serving, its glycemic load stays low.
What should consumers actually look for on labels if they want healthier options?
First of all, you need to stop focusing only on buzzwords like natural, organic or no added sugar. But instead, look at the total sugar content per serving that ingredient has. Check their ingredient list probably, and also the portion size. But if the first few ingredients includes, date syrup, honey, jaggery or maybe malt syrup or fruit concentrations, the product, it is still, sugar heavy. So the healthiest approach is, usually foods that are like minimally processed and naturally low in added sugars altogether.
So Maulya, what are the healthy snack options for people with diabetes?
Here are some go-to diabetic friendly snacks. Roasted chana, high fiber, steady energy. And the same goes for handful of nuts. Sprouts chart and peanut charts, protein plus fiber combo. Hung curd and buttermilk plus fruit combo being gut friendly. And fiber is your friend against diabetes. Have apples, citrus fruits, carrots, peas, pumpkin, yam, bitter gourd, black beans, and all of these are good sources of fiber.